Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. To this video I'm talking about Lewis Hamilton's response to getting a penalty for his crash with George Russell in Belgium, as well as the stewards' verdict on Charles Leclerc. So let's start with Hamilton. Now on the opening lap of the Belgian Grand Prix, Hamilton had a good run on Russell. It looked like Russell was struggling with power, and on the run down to turn 5, Hamilton got ahead. However, Russell was late on the brakes and went around the outside of Hamilton. However, mid-corner, the two drivers made a bit of contact, and this sent Russell spinning round into the gravel and out of the Grand Prix. Now, as unfortunate this was for Russell, it looked like a racing incident, and Russell himself called it a racing incident. However, Hamilton was given a 5-second time penalty for the crash. However, Hamilton also feels that the crash was a racing incident and insisted it did not warrant a 5-second time penalty handed to him by the stewards. Hamilton said, as quoted by GP Blog, "I was in the position where George obviously looked like he lost power, and then he swooped around the outside and just had a small coming together. I got damaged, and unfortunately, really unfortunate to see his race constrained, because you never want to see that. And then in the race, I did the best job I could with the damage that I had, and then also the penalty. I think it was a racing incident, so I don't think that should be a penalty, but it is what it is. I'll text him later on, because we won't get to see each other. Everyone rushes out it here. I was thinking that's the last thing you ever want to do, is come together with your teammates or with your old team who you highly respect." Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I've just reached 55,000 subscribers, and your support and lovely comments are incredible, and it means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. So why was Hamilton penalised? Well, the stewards' verdict said, during the corner, car 44 experienced understeer, and despite attempting to avoid car 63 by applying corrective steering, made contact with the right-hand side of car 63 with its left front wheel. The stewards determined that car 63 remained within the available racing room, and that the collision was caused by car 44 being unable to maintain sufficient separation. The stewards recognised several mitigating circumstances. Car 44 acknowledged the presence of car 63, attempted to leave appropriate racing room, and made a genuine attempt to avoid contact. The collision resulted from a loss of front-end grip, rather than from an aggressive or deliberate manoeuvre. In addition, the incident occurred on the opening lap, where reduced grip and compressed racing conditions are recognised. And it was those mitigating circumstances that stopped the penalty being 10 seconds and instead being 5 seconds. Now later on in the Grand Prix, Hamilton's teammate Charles Leclerc was involved in a totally different incident at the same part of the track. However, he did not get a penalty. Basically, Oscar Piastri was on the outside of Leclerc entering their com, when the Ferrari appeared to move towards the McLaren entering the braking phase, leading to contact and damage to Piastri's car. Now this looked like a clear penalty for Leclerc. I mean, it looked like he moved in the braking zone on Piastri, and this caused damage to Piastri's car. But the stewards decided against penalising Leclerc, with them saying in their verdict, on the approach to turn 5, car 81 moved to overtake car 16 on the outside. Although car 81 had achieved some overlap with car 16, its front axle was not ahead of the front axle of car 16. From the stewards' perspective, there was no realistic possibility of car 81 completing the overtake from that position. The stewards also determined that car 16 did not deliberately force car 81 off the edge of the track. Instead, car 16 followed the normal racing line before the entry to turn 5 by moving slightly to the left to open up the corner. As a result of both cars' positions, side-to-side contact occurred between them. And yeah, the stewards decided not to penalise Leclerc. What do you think of the decisions? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos. And until the next one, take care. Bye.